AJ, you're doing like these kind of drum packages and like these beat packages that you're doing like on your website. Can you kind of speak to a little bit as to what that is and how you got involved with all that?
Yeah, so I make drum breaks. It's me playing drums, and then it's 10 mics that I have on the kit. I have like 4 different kits, about 10 different snare drums and a bunch of cymbals. I mic them up with 10 different mics that I interchange out, and I run that all and mix that all down to tape, and then I put that out in WAV files for producers to use in their productions. They're mostly geared towards like just being old school, grimy hip hop style breaks, modeled after like the late 60s, early 70s type of stuff. Trying to think of like the easiest one, like the Funky Drummer by James Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I've been doing aside from touring with John Cleary. That's kind of what I've been doing for the last like 2.5 years. Just making drum break sample packs for hip hop producers. You know,
what's the market for that?
It's pretty good because I'm one of the only drummers who understands that language of that old school 70s language and knows how to mix the stuff after it's played. There's a lot of cats who know how to play the stuff, but they don't know anything about drum recording or drum mixing. There's a lot of cats who know how to mix stuff, but they have to hire a drummer to play all the stuff. So there's a disconnect, you know, where me, I drop 1 pack a month and it's all me. So if anybody ever comes to me and wants drum breaks exclusively, I can get it done that day. I don't need to book studio time. I don't need to hire a drummer. I don't need to hire somebody to mix the stuff. It all comes through me, you know.
So you're just selling just breaks, or you're also selling like voices too?
Sometimes I'll do melodies and stuff like that, just little things that sound like they're sampled from records, you know what I mean? Just melodic sections. Sometimes I'll do that, but for the most part, it's drums.
Sorry. I guess
one shots. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I guess I said the wrong thing. I meant do you have like, you know, in that pack like 10 different snare hits? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I do separate packs of one shots. That's
one shots. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I was thinking voices.
I do separate packs of like all kick, snare, hi hat, tom, and crash hits. You know, yeah.
And that's all organic, or do you?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep, it's all from the drums that I have in here, all mic'd up back there, mixed with different plugins and through the tape right there.
So where do you like sell all this stuff at? You know what I mean?
It's on my website called leftfielddrumbreaks.com. I got that name from just being left-handed, and they say left-handed people are left-brained. So if you're doing the saying for doing something out of nowhere is you're coming out of left field. So I just called it that, leftfielddrumbreaks.com. There's about 29 sample packs up there so far.
Nice.
And I don't really plan on stopping. So
there you go.
Hey, AJ, Jack again. Love your YouTube channel and how you do all the breakdowns on there, being a drummer and home studio audio engineer and all that. Yeah, man. Love the Zulu, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what made you feel like you wanted to give back in revealing to people how you were making these breaks? Because, I mean, to me, from a drummer's perspective and an audio engineer perspective, you really found a great niche in the market for that stuff. But not only that, because it feels like a lot of people are releasing sample packs and, you know, drum stuff and all that. You do it so authentically and so just well in a very usable way to not just, you know, people that are trying to capture the vibe that you are coming from, but usable in a modern way too. I mean, what was the incentive behind you giving these kind of breakdowns, releasing this, you know, the secret, so to speak, to everybody who's hip to it?
The first part of that I'll address is like for every like gem that I drop about mixing my drum breaks, there's 37 of them that I'm not dropping. You know what I mean? I can do a 10-minute video on mixing one of my drum breaks and it's still not even close to revealing everything that I'm really doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of it starts with a lot of it starts with how I physically play the drums, because that's one of the benefits of me playing them and mixing them is I know how I'm going to mix them when I start playing. So I kind of play to that. You know what I mean? There isn't that disconnect where there's a drummer and then a mixing engineer, and the mixing engineer has to decode the information that's coming to him. You know what I mean? Other than that, I mean, just it's all content. Content is the name of the game, and I've never heard a single person tell me that I post too much. You know, like it's 2022, and everybody's sitting there scrolling all day. You know what I mean? We're all right here all day.
100%.
So if I post about something 15 times, maybe the 9th time somebody will message me and say, hey, what's that thing that you were talking? You know what I mean? So it's like the amount of content that you can put out there as somebody who has an endeavor or has like a product or has a song, or if you're an artist or whatever you're doing, the amount of times you post about it could be like, you cannot post too much about it. It's physically impossible.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm always trying to think of different ways that I can just show people kind of what's going on under the hood. It started out, those breakdown videos that I do on my Instagram and YouTube about the breaks, it started out as just, I wanted people who had never heard of me to have the assurance when they buy a sample pack from me that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I wanted that assurance. Like if somebody who doesn't play drums, knows nothing about drum mixing, therefore wants one of my drum break packs, I want them to see me competently giving them what they're paying for. You know what I mean? So that's the way it started out. And then later on, it became this thing where other drummers were watching it and asking me for tips and stuff like that. So it kind of blossomed into this whole thing that people who know nothing about drum mixing and want to know nothing about drum mixing watch, and people who really want to know about drum mixing also watch, you know?
That's very cool. That's really kind of the name of the game when it comes to putting out content right now, is like finding out like what your strength is and like the perspective that you can kind of give to the world that you know, the musicians or, you know, the engineers, or like in my case, I'm like super into like the business side of things. I like to understand how the markets work and tracking, you know, ticket sales, and I like that side of it. So like trying to figure out like how you can put yourself out there as an artist, but also like inform people on how like the sausage is made kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I was trying to, my idea that you turned down, synth time with Bill.
I didn't try it down.
You said that was awful.
No, well, yeah, I was trying to probably piss you off, but
because
that's a good idea.
I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and everything like that, there are like, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 casts that are like showing you what they're doing, but most of the time they're just going real fast and showing off to be cool, or or it's just like a screen of like Fruity Loops or something like that, and it's just like, okay, so this is what you do, and then it's just like, it's just boring. I think I'd make it fun.
Yeah,
it's coming soon.
Synth time with Bill.
Synth time with Bill.
Look out for it, kids.
Yeah, man, do it, and post 30 of them shits before you pay any attention to what the views are.
Man, that's so true. Yeah, those fucking the view counts. That's the real killer right there. Is just every day like posting shit. And you look at the views, and you're like, I don't even look at my life, bro. I don't even look at them. I made 12 TikToks yesterday. I have no idea what any of them are doing. Really? You don't feel? I don't look at them. You don't feel the need to engage if people are commenting on your stuff or anything? Oh, I reply to comments, but I'm saying I don't pay attention to what the views are getting. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. I reply to every comment. Yeah. But the whole metric of like views, you got to just power through that. Yeah, for sure. That's killer right there.